To quote my dear friend Ann Curry, good morning, in the news this morning, good morning. It's The Moment Live. We are back and better than ever today because we have our first in-studio guest. We are so excited. Yeah, we bullied her into being here.
I mean, big day for us. It is. We all were here at 7:45.
Ish for me. But we're so excited. We have Sarah Oreck here. You know her from the internet. She's a real live doctor, Dr. Sarah Oreck, MD and MS, right? Jesus. Okay, smart. She's a board certified psychiatrist specializing in women's and perinatal mental health and the co-founder and CEO of Mavida Health, dedicated to expanding access to maternal mental health care. It's just in time for Mother's Day, and we'll be talking about all of the fertility things that are happening, both politically and personally.
And in my womb.
Yeah. But first, there's so much that's going to happen on the show today. Spencer Pratt is running for mayor and running away from his ties to Alex Jones. Hantavirus was maybe caused by two birders, which I feel like that's kind of incredible for the plot. I know people are dying. I'm being like Vanessa Hudgens here. But and then my
the people.
Well, don't lump my girl Vanessa Hudgens in with that. Okay.
Sorry.
Dianna Russini and Mike Vrabel continue to give me more. And then we're going to talk a little bit about just just everything that's happening because, considering there's a lot of men in positions of power, they really care about what's happening with women's uteruses. And that's why we're so glad that Dr. Oreck is here with us today. Okay, let's get right into it. Spencer Pratt is running for mayor, and he had quite the night the other night. The top three people in this LA race are Mayor Karen Bass, who's obviously the incumbent, City Council member Nithya Raman, who has been on this show, and then, of course, reality TV star Spencer Pratt. We want to play a clip really quick of their responses to a question about homelessness in LA, which is a top issue for voters.
Right now, getting off the street is voluntary. Should that change if a bed or a shelter is available? Mr. Pratt, we're going to start with you. Yes or no?
It's illegal to live on the street. So, yes, everyone needs to go inside.
Okay, Mayor Bass.
Everybody needs to go inside. Making it illegal and arresting people is not the way to solve this problem.
Ms. Raman.
Yes, people need to go inside. When they're offered shelter, they go inside.
You don't get an opportunity
it is illegal.
To say no. So it's unanimous here. Next question. Do you support the ordinance that restricts encampments in front of schools or daycare centers? Mayor Bass, I'm going to start with you. Yes or no? Ms. Raman, yes or no?
I support keeping our streets safe. I did vote against the structure of this particular ordinance. And it is because at its best,
it's a yes or no.
It does not, the way this ordinance was structured,
it's a yes or no.
It does not keep our children safe. It does not keep our children safe. No, it doesn't keep our children safe enough.
It's a simple yes or no question.
So let's just.
What I'm saying is she's fighting because.
Thoughts on Spencer Pratt, yes or no?
Okay, can I just say, I'm going to say the complicated. Oh no, I'm going to say the complicated thing, which is it's so no right? Obviously no, this is embarrassing. We should not be elevating reality TV stars to politics. I've seen him all over the place. I keep on hearing people ask him questions and he's running a good campaign. He's really good at telling us the problems and pointing them out in a way that is empathetic because we saw him lose his home. So no, because I think that he would be a menace for the city.
We haven't learned our lesson yet.
Because okay. But that's what I will, that is the complicated. I also think Nithya Raman did not do well.
Oh my God. Karen Bass did better.
But also according to an NBC4 LA poll, 89% of people thought Spencer Pratt won that debate.
Oh, I mean, here's what I'll say. Is Spencer Pratt Trump? Trump is a vile, vile human being. He's in the Epstein files. He's got allegations of
Have you watched The Hills?
Well, I know, right? He's got proven that he raped E. Jean Carroll. That's been proven in a court of law.
Yes.
I don't want to necessarily say that Spencer is Trump in that regard because Trump is pure evil, and I don't think that Spencer is necessarily pure evil, but I do think he's a grifter, and I don't
Yeah,
need
he's
a
a
grifter
grifter.
in a position of power.
Isn't
And
he
I
living
actually
in
think
Santa Barbara right now?
like maybe,
little?
but he also has like has a
trailer. Yeah.
But I think a lot of that's optics.
Yeah.
You guys, okay, hear me out. What if Justin Bobby came in?
Okay, what is wild?
He was hot.
He was hot.
Well, isn't it wild to see? I saw Audrina. Do you remember Audrina? I'm like, I haven't seen her in like 15 years, and all of a sudden she's out here like stumping for Spencer Pratt.
Oh,
I mean, a great way
Jesus.
for them to be relevant. I think the problem is that nobody is really proving to have a great campaign right now.
Right.
And I think that leaves it open for this space.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know. It sucks. It really sucks. But Nithya Raman, like, I'm really disappointed in those answers.
Yeah.
Who's prepping her?
I
What's going on?
mean,
Audrina.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, Lauren Conrad is getting her revenge.
Listen, I lived in the Palisades.
Yeah.
I should have run.
I
Meta
would
platform.
way. I want to wait.
Like,
let's spend a
what?
second there
We
talking
can't,
about
don't,
that.
you guys, Sarah, don't dox yourself.
Well, no, but Sarah and I were in the elevator. We were on the way up here, and I didn't realize that you were living in the Palisades.
Yes.
Like you also, like,
I did not live in the same micro neighborhood as Spencer, but I did see him a lot at our farmer's market.
really?
And he was a family man. They were
No,
they were together all the
actually,
time.
Molly McLear is really friendly with Spencer. She's a friend of the show, friend in real life, and she loves Spencer. He's like, and she does not want him to be the mayor of
Sure,
LA in
right,
any way.
right.
But that's why I'm like, he's not Trump per se,
No.
but
Yeah.
we need to move away like from this. The problem with LA is like we do really love celebrities.
We
Ah.
love celebrities, and like I said, I think that part of what makes him effective is, like Trump, he's really good at articulating the problems. You know, like he has no solutions. I have not once heard him say, like, do you know what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
he's angry. He's
But
an
he's
angry white
angry.
man.
He's-
Yeah.
He's an angry white man, and he's good, like, he's like, the homelessness is a problem.
Yeah.
The Palisades is a problem. Like these things that people in LA inherently feel.
Yes.
I think the unhoused population has gone down since I started living here.
Do you?
Yes,
What?
I do. I don't think it's as present as it used to be. Maybe, but like I do think in the like since when I first started living here was during the height of COVID.
Okay.
There is less of a in my neighborhood. There are way less unhoused people than there used to be.
Okay.
Like, so I'm not saying that it's perfect. I don't know where people are. I don't know, like whatever. But I'm just saying, like it is an issue.
Mhm.
But obviously, like it's also such a complex issue. If it wasn't,
So it's like
That.
it's a Karen Bass for her.
I mean, listen, I'm not impressed with those Nithya Raman answers. I like
know.
Nithya Raman
I
a lot,
know.
but like literally say yes or no. And
I
that's
know,
the
I
difference.
know, I
Spencer
know.
says yes or no. Also to Joey that he does not believe that the COVID vaccine works.
Fantastic.
Wonderful. Okay. Feels like a good way to switch to our next possible pandemic. Actually, let's hold our horses there. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah,
it's
yeah,
actually
yeah,
going to be a
exactly.
pandemic. That was a joke for joke purposes.
You know what is a pandemic? People who go on cruises. What the fuck are you doing? Like enough every time. Nothing good is happening on a cruise.
I have to agree, but there's this new like gen of like young people that call themselves cruisers.
Really?
I work with one. It is very odd.
What
You
kind of
work with
cruises
a
are they going on?
cruiser?
They're going on like adult cruises.
Like, are they like because
Are
there's
there
these
sexy
really cool,
cruises? I
like,
don't
well,
know.
there's like these
I was gonna
cool small. Well, okay, here's the thing. First of all, I would just want to make my pitch. I fuck with a Viking cruise. I would love to go on a Viking cruise. You guys, I would thrive.
Me too.
I would thrive. I would make
It
so
seems
many
like
friends.
intimate.
Yeah.
I do think they're all 70 plus.
Oh, but that's my
That's your
that's actually my
demographic.
demographic.
That's your demo.
Yeah, that's my people. But I do think like a Viking cruise, or there's these sort of like smaller cruises that are happening that are
it's like a Ritz Carlton.
yes, like that I fuck with. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, okay. Two things. One, is your person actually calling themselves a cruiser?
Yes. And she's like 24.
That's an interesting like when I think of cruiser, I think of like 1970s New York before like gay men were allowed to be gay
interesting.
men in public.
Okay.
oh,
okay.
you're like in
fair,
the
fair, fair.
YMCA locker
Fair.
room.
Yeah. okay,
Exactly.
okay,
When
okay.
I hear cruiser, I'm thinking
Okay, cool.
Central Park after dark.
I'm thinking swingers. I think anybody
Oh,
who's
it's a swinger.
cruising is
It's
swinging.
an upside down pineapple.
Yeah.
But I just, as I was driving here, was listening to a podcast about the Hantavirus as like to get part of it. And it actually kind of sounds like a cool cruise because it's more like
The
an
Hantavirus.
the Hantavirus cruise. They're like on an expedition.
Oh, because where did they go? They went from Patagonia.
Well, let's talk about it. So they're all on this cruise that like goes around to these places, and then they have these little expeditions. They're like explorers. They're like late in life explorers. They're
Love
like
it.
Charles Darwin, enthusiasts.
There's walking sticks.
There's for sure
Yeah,
walking
yeah.
sticks involved. This Dutch couple goes to a remote area of Argentina
Yep.
where people speculate they breathed in rat feces
Yep.
of the Hantavirus.
Yep.
Apparently, the Hantavirus can stay in your system for up to 6 weeks without being
That
symptomatic.
incubation period.
Exactly. They get back on the boat because there's these little expeditions, and then they go to the main boat. And then what's different about this version of the Hantavirus, which has been around since the 90s or like has been studied
yes.
since the 90s, is that now human to human transmission
Yes,
can
which
exist.
typically it's not. This is like a particular strain.
This is a particular strain that they don't know. And so a couple of things happened. Some people left the cruise before they realized, including people who've come back to the United States. And so that's fantastic. So that's part of the issue is like now they have to contact trace like where they've come.
Oh my God, I haven't heard contact tracing in quite a while.
Well,
Right?
and also, do you remember coronavirus started like there was the boat that had to dock?
Oh my God,
Yes,
yeah.
it always starts with a boat.
It's all CPTSD. But just to like recap, and then we'll talk about it. So the ship is currently sailing from Cape Verde to the Canary Islands. There's 146 people on board from 23 countries, including 17 Americans. People have passed away on the ship from Hantavirus. It's very, very serious. Although I was assured on this podcast by this epidemiologist that like it is not the next. It's not
It's
pandemic.
not the next COVID. It's not right.
It's
Yeah.
just not that transmissible between humans. And when it is, it's like secretions. You have to be like really close.
Okay, so we've been
You gotta be
making
making out.
out.
You've been making out, so you're
I've been making out with a
You're
lot of
cooked.
people who have been on like a very specific cruise. The thing that like kills me about this though is they're birders.
Birders.
This couple, the Dutch couple, are birders, and I was like, of course this happened to like I always
Yeah.
I don't want to do birding, but like I kind of fuck with birders.
yeah.
I get that. I also just want to throw out there, as a reminder, the United States has withdrawn from the World Health Organization. And this is exactly what the World Health Organization does is like multiple country contact tracing. Like this is what it's there for. So good time.
Containment.
Containment and like studying. So Sarah, I recognize that this is not your expertise, but you are
but I love it.
only MD at
Ugh,
this
I love
table.
it.
So I'm
Love
gonna
an
let you cook.
infectious disease.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you cook on an infectious disease for a moment. Go ahead and cook.
You know, I think a couple things. We obviously all have PTSD. I think this is a different type of virus. The human to human transmission is a little bit scary. And then like the scattered, like the airline, what was it? Like someone on an airline, maybe in like Europe also got it.
Oh, I
That
hadn't
had
heard
been
that, but I believe
connected.
it. I believe it.
So the human transmission is a little bit scary. Has this mutated is another scary thing. I
Yeah.
think something else that I read was that this administration stopped some research that was being done into this strain in particular.
You're kidding.
No.
I mean,
And so
The
like
least
this is-
surprising.
right? The least surprising, but like this is what public health is about.
Right.
Mhm.
This is why we need public health.
Right.
Yeah.
So we can stop these things from happening. So
Yeah.
we can contain these things. I actually think, it makes me think of the Ebola that came to New York when I was a resident, and my attending in the ER went around Brooklyn bowling and had Ebola.
Really?
But it was contained.
Yeah.
People got the treatment that they needed.
Yeah.
Where did they get Ebola from?
From being in Africa.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it goes.
One of the
Or you
listeners at the
typically can get
moment,
Ebola.
one of our listeners at the moment, I'm not going to call them out, but like yesterday they posted a close friend story and they were like, so guys, like, just so you know, I was like one of the first people to get COVID and I was a super spreader. And like, I was watching it and I was like, yeah, this actually totally
Wait,
tracks.
have we talked about how I believe
Okay,
I was
you
patient
believe it, but
zero?
you
Oh,
don't know
jeez.
it. Like she knows it. And then
She
she
was
gave
identified.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. And so like, I was just like, you know, like remember when that was sort of like a thing? Like you'd be
Of
like, well, I
course.
was one of the first, and like,
Yeah.
you know, but anyway, I don't want to be one of the first to get Hantavirus.
No,
but also I want to say
Please.
it is endemic to like certain parts of the country. Like people in the Southwest get hantavirus here.
Oh, really?
Really?
It's not like this isn't like, oh,
Like it's not
I
like
think
nothing
they
that's out
think
there
Gene
right now.
Hackman and his wife may have had hantavirus.
Yeah, because I think of like maybe sort of like infestation that was in their
Yes.
home.
yes, or like you go, it's like you open a cabin that hasn't been open for a long time, and there maybe is the rodent
Mm.
feces. Like it's not that it doesn't happen,
Yeah,
but
got
it's
it.
typically not human to human transmission. I think
Right.
is the big.
Well, speaking of human to human transition, let's talk about my favorite story. It's back. Okay, so Dr. Oreck does not know about
I
this.
have no idea.
So we need to bring her up to speed really quickly.
Great.
Okay, so are you a sports fan?
No.
Okay, great. Even
Neither am
better.
I. Neither am
Even
I.
better. Like even better. Okay, so Mike Vrabel is the head coach of the New England Patriots.
Got it. I
So
know who they are.
A little bit of
Heard
a
of
special
him.
interest for me because I'm a Boston girl.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I don't like them, but I
Great,
like
good.
I'm interested in the culture. Okay. So he is the head coach of the Patriots. He was also a Patriot. So like he has had this storied career.
Okay.
He
A patriot as in a player.
a player,
Yeah, not a
oh, no,
patriot.
no, he
Yes,
was in
I
the
got that. I got that
Revolutionary
part.
War. It's amazing what they're doing in medicine these days. So he's sort of beloved in
Okay.
Massachusetts and
Okay.
New England, etc. So it came out like I don't know, maybe a month ago that there were these photos of him with a journalist named
Okay.
Dianna Russini who
Okay.
worked for The Athletic, and that's part of under the New York Times.
Okay.
She's a very like well-regarded sports journalist covering the NFL.
Okay.
They were spotted at a resort embracing,
Oh.
fingers interlocking
Oh.
in the hot tub together. They are
Oh.
both married.
Oh.
And
what's the age difference?
it's not that bad.
Right, okay,
Diana's 43, 44, and he's probably like mid 50s.
Oh,
So
okay.
I know,
Oh, okay.
I know they're totally
Okay.
age appropriate.
Okay, age appropriate.
And so
Oh.
when the photos first came out, everybody like they were vehemently denying it. They were like, "It's laughable that you guys think something's going on between us. Like, how dare
This
you?"
is what friends do. This
Right,
is what,
exactly.
Okay.
They were like, we were with a group of people, and people were like,
Should
"No,
we interlock fingers now?
I was
Right,
just gonna
exactly.
say, yeah.
like so." Anyway, that they kind of are able to play it down from that, right? Like it's just like one group of photos, whatever. Then photos come out from 2020 of them kissing at a bar. Okay. And then I know, and now they can't really deny it. Okay. And so now like Dianna Russini has like gotten fired by The Athletic. But I mean, like she really like this is someone she was reporting on, and she should not have had a romantic
conflict of
relationship with him.
interest.
Can I just say we've talked about this story a lot because it tickles us, but I think the,
Oh, I'm in.
right, yeah, totally. But the only thing that I actually hold against this situation is the fact that she did not disclose as a reporter.
Right.
Like everything else in the situation, I'm
Like,
just sort of
fucking
like,
get it.
whatever.
Yeah,
I know.
Like,
I know.
you know,
Also,
well,
too,
But
we
the ethical breach.
the
ethical breach is the only, and it's really on her, which sucks because it's
Yeah.
like,
I know.
you know, the woman always gets it harder, but like
Always,
she did
always.
kind okay. Oh my God, look at them. They're in
Oh,
love. Okay.
Wait,
So-
bring us up to speed.
But no, I gotta
because
bring up to speed.
They're
Okay.
hot for
Why
one
can't
another.
they be together?
Well,
Well-
they're both married. They both have kids. And so, but here's
that
the,
We
stop
have theory.
anyone?
We have
here's the
theories,
deal.
though.
Here's
Okay.
the deal.
Okay.
So now the plot has thickened
Okay.
because we have photographic and video proof that in the summer of 2021, they rented a boat, just the two of them, on a lake in Tennessee when she's
Ooh.
7 months pregnant. Babymoon. Okay. Like, here's our theory. And like you know, you have this
I
background.
Didn't know they had young kids.
Well, no, his kids are like 20
Okay.
and her kids are like, I mean,
Well, her
3.
What about?
Yeah.
her kids are really little. She has 2 little kids.
Okay, so now it's a paternity question.
Well, here's
Ooh, I actually hadn't even thought about that.
that's what some people think, but I'm also kind of so here's my theory.
Okay.
I think both the spouses knew about this and are just like
Knowing, okay,
like
That's what
fucking
I
get
think.
yours. Like
oh,
listen,
really?
you
How
see
do you know
patients all the
that? How do you know
time.
that?
I mean, I'm sorry, but this is very blatant. He took photos with fans that day. Okay. So here's my
Well,
question
also-
to you.
It's like a 7-year
marriage.
affair, right? Like it's not like
term.
right? Like, and also,
Okay.
by the way, I just want to throw out, you know, like I've never been 7 months pregnant, but I can imagine at 7 months pregnant, like the person you're
I
having-
have 3
you
times.
have, and I want to ask you, so like Imagine having somebody who you're not married to, who is not the father of your kid, be that hot for you that they're like, yeah, I want to fuck you on a boat. You know, like that's, you know, like they're very hot for one another.
I mean, it must be.
Yeah.
I just think that their spouses have to know about this and they had some type of arrangement. And you see a lot of women who are dealing with, you know, issues around sexual health, etc. And so like, you know, there are people who like open marriages work for.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
this is my theory. My theory is both their spouses knew, and probably it was helping their marriages in other ways. And they were like, just don't ever get caught. Just like, don't embarrass me.
Yeah.
Right. And now they've been caught, and now all these other things are coming out.
Wow.
So anyway,
this is so complex.
I
I'd
know.
love to be the couples therapist in any of these situations.
Well, speaking of couples therapists, you sent me that last night. Apparently, the Today Show, like Oprah, all the people are trying to get the exclusive interview with Dianna Russini. And I think it sounds like eventually somebody's going to have to do the interview.
Dianna,
right?
come on the Moment Live. We're not that mad at
love
you.
that.
We're not that mad at you.
you know,
No.
I'm actually really interested and engaged because at 7 months pregnant, I don't want to have sex with anyone.
Right. This is what I'm saying. This, like, not only are you having sex with somebody, it's somebody who, like, in theory, is not the father of your child.
Yeah, there's something here, and I think I'm catching what you're putting down of like, this seems like love.
Yes.
Yes.
There's so many issues.
Yes.
So many barriers. Is this?
I think
is
these
this
two
our-
should just make it work.
Yeah.
I think that too. I also want to pitch that this is the appropriate name for cruisers. Right? Like, if anyone's going to be called a cruiser, it's these people.
Oh wow.
I just want the best for them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like
I'm kind of rooting for them. I
Yes.
kind of want everyone. Yeah, and I hope their spouses are okay too.
Right.
honestly,
exactly.
marriage is fucking hard and
Really
complicated.
difficult, really
and so
difficult.
if you can find a way to like make it work, fucking great.
Yeah.
Leave these the only issue is that she was the journalist.
That's right.
And then that makes
Yes.
it tough for female journalists.
Yep.
But here's what I'll say. Girl, Dianna, if you're watching, you're not Olivia Nuzzi.
No.
Like, that's
No.
the thing. People are going to lump her into Olivia
No,
Nuzzi,
no,
and
no.
she's fucking not.
She's fucking
Yes,
not.
yes.
And also, like, there's a big difference between having an ethical breach when you cover the NFL and an ethical breach when you are having an affair with the human health and the health secretary of the United States, who, by the way, you are so much more qualified to be the health
By
secretary.
the way,
of the United
just
can.
tell
I
that
say
to the
that
people
every
with
day.
CTE, though.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
You guys know that anytime we bring up the NFL, I do need to bring up CTE.
100%. That's a
Wait,
good point.
actually, speaking of which, that's a good way to segue now that I think about it, because RFK Jr. had some thoughts this week about all of our SSRIs. But as a reminder, Dr. Sarah Oreck is the perfect Mother's Day guest for us, and perfect guest, period. But we want to talk about like the fertility of it all.
Yes.
One thing that happened this week is White House press secretary and Meredith's doppelganger, Caroline Leavitt, gave birth to her second child, as evidenced here. But also Stephen Miller's wife, Katie Miller, has a baby on the way. And of course, Second Lady Usha Vance has a baby on the way. And Trump has called himself the fertilization president.
Oh my
And so
God.
like my conspiracy theory, and I believe we are allowed to believe in one conspiracy theory, is that some of this is like a political move for a baby boom. So what do you think about the quote unquote MAGA baby boom that I just trademarked?
You know, it's lovely seeing those photos of her. Actually humanizes her in some ways for me.
Mhm.
She looks great, by the way.
She does look great.
Like
It's
in the
there's
baby,
something
I
sweet.
zoomed in. That baby is fucking cute.
Cute, I'm sure.
And it's hard to have a cute baby. Not all babies are created equal. Sorry.
But like it's a no for me.
Yeah.
There's no baby boom. People aren't stupid.
So you think that it's just like so happens that they all had babies at the
Yeah,
same
and
time?
like these aren't no. I think it's probably something planned
Okay.
and in the water.
Yeah.
But I think I just don't see that it's gonna work. These aren't models for women today. I think women understand the big issues with having a child today. Childcare is unaffordable. We have no paid federal leave. These women do, but not the rest of us.
Yeah, these women are
So
very
it's
blessed
a
in that way.
no for me. Also, have you seen Usha reading to children?
yes.
But here's my question for you. Do you think that MAGA women think about these same concerns like childcare, like how much healthcare costs right now? Are they actually thinking about those things?
I mean, I think the question is, are they thinking?
Mm-hmm.
But if they did, I think they would.
I think they're thinking. I just think that they I think that they're scared to admit that these might be some barriers.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I think probably things like fertility are things that they are afraid to talk about.
100%. But I think it's also, if you're going to have such restrictions on reproductive rights, in vitro fertilization is going to be affected. There's just no way that we can kind of have those restrictive rights and abortion and then sort of say, but we can still do IVF.
Yeah.
Questions of embryos and like it's really complex.
What are you seeing? You work with women in fertility.
Yes.
I'm a woman of a certain age.
Yes.
Some research shows, and this made me feel really happy, that actually there are now more pregnant women over 40
Love that for us.
than teen pregnancies.
Oh yeah, but MAGA doesn't love that.
MAGA doesn't love
They're
that.
so disappointed that more 16-year-olds aren't pregnant.
100%. And they're so mad that educated women are reproducing.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Like, if
Love
they're
that
like,
for
we
us.
want
Yes.
everyone to reproduce except specifically Rebecca, who hosts this morning show.
but we're seeing more women having to use assisted reproductive technologies, maybe because we're delaying things, but also because there's probably environmental toxins that are making it harder for us to get pregnant.
Oh,
Aesthetic.
interesting. Wait, say more.
I think there's a lot of microplastics. There's a lot of things, and this is not sort of the MAHA pipeline. It's like we need our government to protect us from things that are unsafe.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like this is something we talk a lot about on this show, which is like MAHA is so complicated.
Yes,
Because
it's not all wrong.
it's not all wrong.
No.
And if it wasn't a pipeline.
Except don't drink raw milk.
Yeah, don't drink raw milk.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and also don't go into a sauna with Kid Rock and work out on a
hell no.
stationary
I
bike.
don't think working out in jeans is something I'd ever recommend.
Do you also think that one of the reasons that women are like seeking fertility treatments more is because, as opposed to like, I don't know, when my grandmother was having 6 kids,
Yes.
like she was just like, when I get pregnant, I get pregnant. Fucking
Yes.
great. But now women are like, wait, I'm on this timetable.
Mhm.
Work
Yes.
is quieter for me at
Yes.
that time of year. So I should have
interesting. You think it's planning sometimes. And I think we've like spent so many years, I'm not going to get pregnant, and I succeeded. And then all of a sudden it's like, I want to get pregnant now.
Right.
So
Right.
I see people
Oh
that
boy,
aren't,
that's a real thing for me.
they're not waiting long enough, like the recommended either 6 months or 12 months, depending on how
Of like
old you
trying
are.
without
Yes, yes,
intervention.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's also part of it. I mean, my grandmother, I think, was having kids up until 40, but I think she was just kind of like, when it happens,
Whatever.
it happens.
Yeah, but there's an impatience and there's like this has to be the time. And I
Right.
think that probably is also part of it.
What do you think about the Tradwife of it all?
Oh, that's so complicated. I think it's a disservice ultimately. And I think the Tradwives that we see are making money.
Yeah.
So yes, there's the appearance of it, but they've got people behind. There's a set.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
These are working women that are
Oh, I
like,
know. That's
Like
the
the
thing, like
most working.
Ballerina Farm, the way that she's like,
an entrepreneur.
yes, and she's really fucking good at it. And what they're
Yes.
selling these women is not what they're living.
No.
And that's what's really complicated,
That-
because
yeah.
only the tiniest percent of you. I saw someone the other day, they're selling a guide to how to yap on the internet, like how to just get on and just yap. And like,
This is the guy.
What?
but here's the thing. They were like, you can make so much money from yapping. And it's like they're selling a false dream.
Yes.
Just like people see Ballerina Farm and they're like, I'm going to make my aesthetically pleasing content and then I'm going to make a ton of money like her. And it's like, it's not like, we've made this look a lot easier than it is. I'm not
100%.
saying this is the hardest job in the world. Okay. I didn't work in the fucking Ebola virus.
No, but it's like the Emma Grede of it all. It's like, okay, but she and Ballerina married a JetBlue heir.
Yes. she
Right.
did.
That doesn't hurt.
Yes, she did.
Right.
And so I think it's like the context matters.
Right.
That you have a nanny and a chef, and of course you can spend 80 hours at work.
Yes. I wonder, okay, this is something that I think about a lot. I'm gonna like chew this out. It's like the Tradwife thing feels like a pipeline to things like MAHA, and also
Yes.
like very like Christian nationalist. Like it
Yes.
feeds into that.
Yes.
Do you think that there's like, 10, 15 years ago, we had like the girl boss that was sort of like a similar
Yeah.
trope that fed into like democratic politics? What do you think going into like 2028? Is there something like
Mm.
that? Could the Tradwife ever be a Democrat, or is like the Tradwife inherently,
Because it's trying to show you, right, there was something better before, when women weren't out of the house and they weren't working and they weren't making decisions, and it's sort of this, it's like I even think Little House on the Prairie when I
Totally.
see her, and it's like that reality was not great for us. Like, you can get a loan without your husband.
Right.
Is that what we want? No credit card?
Whenever I hear people be like, I'm not a feminist, this, that, I'm like, give me back your credit card, babe.
Yes.
Give it back. You can't have it. You can't have it anymore. That's the answer.
You get to be a Tradwife because of everything that was done. For
Right.
you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to stick my finger right in your face, but
Yes.
Well, Katie Miller, we're on a first name basis. She posted some photos the other day on Instagram and said the most feminist thing you can do is to have a baby.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, well, I think the most feminist thing you can do is whatever the fuck you want to do. And if that means have a baby, then
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. And so but also the most feminist thing that you could do is support any woman in the decision that they make around that.
Amen.
Yes, Katie.
Yes, Katie.
Yeah. So Katie, that's the thing. Katie, you're half right.
Yeah, that's I think the thing actually that's interesting about all of these conversations is they are sort of like half like there is this conservative feminism is a word that I keep on hearing, and I'm like, that's inherently not a thing. But like they do keep trying to be like, we want to be feminists within the constraints of 1950s America.
Patriarchy?
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Got it.
Speaking of constraints of the patriarchy, let's talk about a post-Roe America.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw some stats at you that I found yesterday, and I just want to like let you respond a little bit. Okay. Black women are 243% more at risk of maternal death than white women in the United States, where abortion is banned.
Whew.
1. Okay. Women's risk for maternal death in Texas, where abortion is banned, is 155% higher than here in California.
I mean,
what do you think about that, Spencer Pratt? Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Latina mothers in Texas face nearly triple the risk of maternal mortality as those in California.
People complain about the taxes, but I'm so happy I live here.
Yeah.
No, but before it was overturned, everyone in the medical field could tell you this is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
People's lives are at risk, and I hate to be so cynical. It almost seems purposeful. It's really devastating.
Yeah.
It's devastating. It's embarrassing that this is our current maternal mental health situation. I think it's been so damaging that the administration won't allow Black women in studies, right? And have defunded all of these things. That just makes absolutely no sense. Like deprescribing antidepressants. What?
Do you want to cook on that for a second? We talked a little bit about it earlier this week, but what do you think about that?
Also, for a second, SSRIs are not addictive. Right?
I can't.
Prozac is not addictive because you guys accidentally, I've taken my Prozac 3 times before. Okay. And you Google it.
No, but also people are confused about what addiction is.
Right.
There's a physical tolerance, which is one thing, but addiction is you will do anything to get Prozac. I have not, no one is engaged in sex work for Prozac.
And that's I think part of the problem is that we've lumped in all of these things in the pharmaceutical industry with just everything's bad, everything's the Sattler family, everything's an opiate. And I think people who don't really know these drugs are thinking you just can't get addicted to Prozac.
It just doesn't happen. There is a physical dependence, and discontinuation syndrome does happen and needs to be better studied, but it's not life-threatening. And it's what? You're not going to go out on the street and use IV heroin. That's not what's happening.
Also,
here.
The keyword that I just heard you say is needs to be more studied.
Yes.
And I don't feel like he's putting forth and we need more clinicians and we need to look at this.
But instead it's a distraction. Our maternal mortality, especially when it pertains to Black women, is embarrassing.
That's how I feel about the US a lot.
Oh, it's so embarrassing.
Okay, I mean, this is totally off topic, but here we are. I was listening today about, the conversations about reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
Yes.
And the negotiations happening on. And I listened to it and I was like, okay, so basically what you're saying, the Strait of Hormuz, which was already open before the United States attacked Iran, and the nuclear deal that the Obama administration put in to oversee nuclear weapons there that Trump pulled himself out of, that's what we're renegotiating now? Did we just
it seems
what?
Like it's self-inflicted.
Right. And it seems with all the we got Hantavirus coming. Why are we dealing with problems that we worked on 10, 15 years ago when we got new ones coming down the pike?
There's so many distractions. There's so many things that we need to focus on. I don't know, Epstein files.
Well, I mean, but also too, we worked on all of this, people gave up their lives, their livelihood to work on this abortion stuff that we have now like turned back the page, like what, 50 some odd years now. I guess my other thing that I keep thinking about is like, if Caroline needed an abortion, she would get an abortion.
Absolutely.
And like, that's, I think the thing that, and I don't mean that
That's
Caroline is like 6 weeks pregnant and she's like, oh God, I can't do it. Not that she wouldn't, but like, that's her
if it were
choice.
threatening her
Yes,
life, I'm
100%. She would,
100%.
and that's the thing. These women and this is what happened. I think this is what I thought when I saw, the overturning of Roe v. Wade or the Dobbs decision, as I was like, well, these women don't give a fuck because they'll just get on a fucking plane.
100%.
Or their daughter who like, oh fuck, she's pregnant.
Yeah,
we're gonna take care of.
For legal purposes, this is a joke, but like Katie Miller's definitely had an abortion before. You know what I mean? Like, come on, For legal purposes, we're not gonna tackle that.
Or she may have had good access to healthcare and had the
Yes,
contraception or plan B that she needed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
fair.
don't know. I don't think Katie's had one. That's just my opinion, Katie. And like, listen, if you have,
we don't care.
We don't care. And like, I don't know. I just think it's, you know what else too?
Right.
You know what I'm fucking sick
Pray
of
tell.
people talking about? I don't care that Caroline and her husband are 30 years apart. I texted you about this last night.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're 30 years apart. And guess what? Yesterday, when she had her baby, all of these fucking memes going around being like, yeah, Caroline Levitt had her baby, but you know what? Like, it makes me tick. Her husband's 30 years older than her. I'm like, who fucking gives a shit?
Yeah.
She loves that you're talking about that right now.
Yeah.
She loves that you're talking about that and not the
And
fact
Trump does.
that, right. Not the fact that Mother's Day at Dilley Detention Center is not
Yes.
going to have clean fucking water.
Well, and I think that's where we can be. We can be like, oh, okay, acknowledge, cute baby, whatever. I don't need to take her down, but like acknowledge the things that are so problematic in this country.
Right. Don't
Period.
waste your time. Like you guys will, and it's not just because I look like her, but like you guys, like don't like make fun of her like face or anything. No, but like people
Only RFK Jr.'s face.
right.
Yes.
People make
He brought that on
but
himself.
he brought that on
The
himself.
tanning beds.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I don't think Caroline looks bad.
No.
I think she looks like a cute girl.
I
And
agree.
so-
Wait, there is a MAGA face though.
there is a MAGA face, but she's not as bad as some. And I think she's toned it down a little bit with the fillers recently. She probably couldn't get them while she was pregnant.
Oh yes, that's
so
why.
true.
That's
So
why.
like the girl
Yeah.
looks like she looks cute in that photo. She looks like a woman who
Yes.
just had a
It's like
baby.
a nice New Hampshire girl.
Right. And so like she doesn't like she looks like
No,
someone who just
yeah.
gave birth. Great.
know.
Good for her. But I think
That is
when
a cute baby.
I told you. It's not just because it looks like something I
no,
could push
it's
out.
cute.
No, but like I'm so like we need to criticize these women for the things that they're
they're
actually doing that
supporting.
are harmful,
Yeah.
Yes.
not the way that they look, not how
Not
old
their
their
personal
fucking
decisions.
husband is.
Like
Yeah.
there
Also-
are people in Texas who can't have this happy ending,
Right.
and,
That's right.
and end up dead,
Right.
Because
Yeah.
they can't get the life-saving abortion that they need.
If she's in love with a 60-year-old man, I say that's the least of our fucking problems.
least of our
Maybe
problems.
he's a bird watcher.
Oh my God, he's got the Hantavirus.
Another
also-
cruiser.
It's not like I texted you about this last night. I'm like, our girl Celine Dion met her husband, almost 30-year age gap. She was 12. He was like
Creepy.
right? But Caroline was a full-grown adult when
Right.
she
Yeah,
met
yeah,
this
yeah.
guy.
Right,
She
yeah.
was late 20s. Like, fucking let them live.
Yeah, that's for her and her therapist.
yeah.
That's right. That's a
Right.
good point. Yeah. Leave him alone. Let him live. All right. We always end the show with a moment. What's having a moment for us?
Okay.
Meredith, let's start with you. What's having a moment?
Yeah. So what's having a moment for me is this continues to be the thing that I am just like focused in on this weekend is Mother's Day at the Dilley Detention Center is coming up, and we have partnered with Each Step Home. They are a nonprofit that is loading up the commissary accounts for these women. It is shocking what these women are enduring
Yeah.
at Dilley.
Can you actually remind us? When you talk about the water situation there, it's always striking to me. And in case people missed it on
Yeah.
Tuesday,
So basically there's no clean drinking water at Dilley. It's making people sick. So they have to buy bottled water from the commissary, and the upcharge is insane. Like I think a case of water right now, if you went to Vaughn's or Ralph's, is like $4.99, and that's here in LA, so it's like more expensive, but $4.99. And in Dilley it's $30 for a case of 24 waters. Tylenol, you have to buy, like if you have a headache, you have to buy all your own Tylenol, and it only comes in the
It's a
2-pack, like
racket.
the little 2-packs that you have in your
Yeah,
office.
they won't
Okay.
supply medical care.
No.
they won't supply water.
Like
In
It's like for
Texas.
formula for babies.
That's such a good point. I hadn't even thought about that.
That's what we're upset about, Caroline.
Yeah.
Get with your fucking old ass husband. We don't care.
Yeah.
But the Tylenol is for 2 Tylenol, the little, the little tiny pack is $1.20. Okay. If you buy a box of those, it's like $45. So the markup is 46%. And all you can do is buy the little 2 ones. Anyways, I am continuing to ask people if they have it in their hearts to send a donation to Each Step Home. I will get you guys the details. It's all in my bio. And they are loading up these commissary accounts so women can get these things. So that's, and also, you know what else, having a moment for me? I have been craving going, this sounds like actually so assholey right now, but I've been craving going to Palm Springs.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Blakely, wwho also films here the other day, did a whole thing where he was like, if you've never been to Palm Springs, you got to go. And I go like fairly often, but I'm going
But
this
you're
weekend.
not a gay man.
Oh, dude, do you go to Palm Springs? Oh, do you go to Palm Springs?
Yeah,
I fuck with Palm Springs so hard. You don't go?
I've gone, but
Have you ever taken your kids?
No.
Oh, it's so fucking fun with kids.
Really?
Yeah, I imagine. I don't have one that I know of, but no, there's like some great hotels with like really fun pools, like water slides and shit.
Oh,
You guys,
okay.
I love a water slide.
Okay,
Anyways,
okay.
You would be a
she's
Viking
in.
cruise girl.
good, dude. You
Yes.
know what I love? I love a water slide. Like my sisters and I went to Disney World.
I feel like that's a carnival cruise.
Yeah,
there
I
you go.
disappeared for like 45 minutes. They're like, "Where the fuck have you been?" I was like, "I was on the water slide." Like me and an 11-year-old boy, just the 2 of us are just going up and down.
You and Abby Romeo. From
I
Love
don't
on the
drink.
Spectrum.
How am I going to get my fucking kicks? Anyway,
right.
I'm going to Palm Springs for the weekend, and I'm so fucking excited.
That is a good one.
Love that.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
What's having a moment for you?
Actually, you recommended, and I started watching The Testaments on Hulu, and it's terrific. It's really, really good. I didn't it is. So it is a sequel to The Handmaid's Tale, but like a very well done sequel written
Oh.
by
I saw
Margaret
the
Atwood.
commercials.
Yep.
Yes, yes, yes.
And it's about it's the girls who grow up in Gilead who are are training to become like the
It's
the
about
madams.
June's daughter. June.
Well, I know. Yeah, I
Oh.
wasn't
I'm
gonna
not
give
giving
that
anything away.
Do people not know that?
No, I think
No,
you know
but
that from the
they'll know
first
that.
episode.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
you're
okay.
supposed to know it's June's
Okay.
daughter.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's
Yeah.
June's daughter that she like got sort of trapped in Gilead that June wants to go get, but this June's daughter, who was born Hannah, is now called Agnes, is being raised to be like a high society woman in Gilead and is sort of like brainwashed by Gilead, but clearly you can tell she's going to try and break out of Gilead.
This is
and-
our future, so tune in.
Yeah, well, so that I was going to say is part 2 of the moment is, so Testaments is part 1, but part 2 is that on Tuesday I got to go to like an Emmys for Your Consideration party by Puck. And I saw like a bunch of panelists talking about like all the
The
different
moment.
Not quite yet, but
Soon.
next season. But it was like I saw Robbie Hoffman, Chris Fleming, and Atsuko talk about their comedy. I saw Jessica Williams, Rhea Seahorn, and Tom Pelfrey talk about Pluribus, Shrinking, and Task. But I also saw to the point of this, the showrunner of Testaments.
Oh, that's
talk
great.
about it. And so it was really interesting to get to see that. And for what it's worth, he said that Chase Infinity is just like the brightest, loveliest.
Chase Infinity is so good. The show is also
Aw.
really beautifully shot.
It's beautifully shot. It's really
Is it not too
interesting.
eerie?
It
It's
is
definitely
eerie.
but it's actually really beautifully shot, more so than Handmaid's Tale. Like
Agreed.
it's fit. You know, the most annoying thing though, Mike has started watching it with me, and he's never seen the Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, already
So-
annoying.
so-
Just like too much content.
Can you
Yeah.
just like? I'm
Yeah,
like at
yeah.
last. I paused it. I said, "You need to either just fucking watch
or
shut the fuck up."
I also
because
think
you
one
can't
thing,
explain it.
No, you can't explain it. And I think I found Handmaid's Tale to be eerier.
Yes.
The reason being is because this centers on teenage girls
Yeah.
who've really essentially just gotten their period. There's sort of also a sweetness to their understanding
see.
of the world,
Not
like
so
complicated, but
desperate.
it's a little less desperate.
Okay.
It's a
Little less darker. It's a little so far. It's a little less violent.
Yes,
As, yeah.
definitely.
So, yeah.
definitely.
I can
Yeah.
get behind that.
Yeah.
What's happening a moment for you, Sarah?
2, Trust Me, the documentary on Netflix. I'm gonna
Ooh, writing it
dive
down.
into. It kind of reminds me of this. It's like it's the Mormons that are really intense with and the documentarian that was like
Wait,
an
what are they
FBI
really intense
informant.
with?
You know, they're like marrying young girls.
Oh,
It's like, it's the big
fundamental,
love. It's the
fundamental
big love.
LDS.
Yes,
yeah.
LDS.
Polyamory.
Yes,
So, like,
polyamory. The
yes.
whole jam.
Yeah.
And so these documentarians infiltrate but they're actually FBI informants.
Oh my God. We fuck with that.
And apparently you just like devour the 4 episodes.
Can't
like
wait.
that.
Ooh.
But Mother's Day is coming, and I just feel sad for the state of motherhood in the United States.
I know.
We don't have enough support. Reproductive rights are, just sadly such an issue that people confront, a life and death issue in so many of our states.
Yep.
I have women who are like, if I'm pregnant, can I even travel to Texas? Like, how sad is that?
Yeah.
And so
Can you?
I'd be scared. I don't know if I'd do
Like,
it.
no.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know if
yeah.
I'd do it because what if something happens?
She's not a doctor, but she's playing one
like,
on the
if-
Moment
if
Live.
you're-
But she's a
yeah,
doctor.
I know. I'm fucking. I just don't
if
want her to
you're-
feel like
but
she has to be giving medical advice.
No, but if you're septic or something's
Yeah.
happening with the pregnancy, like, what are you gonna do?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
scary.
At what month should you stop going on a plane?
probably by your 2nd or 3rd trimester, because then you're starting to risk like having a baby not with your doctor or your hospital, which isn't the end of the world, but not great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway, you guys, come back on Tuesday. We will be back, and I don't know what's on the docket,
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
don't even
sure
know
more
yet.
will happen. You guys, as always, we ask that you follow the show on YouTube. It's how we get we don't really check your comments on TikTok during the live, especially because most of them are like, Meredith, I hope you rot in hell, which is like already gonna happen, already
late,
on my way.
losers.
But yeah, so anyway, follow us on YouTube. It's linked in the bio. And as always, tell a friend to tell a friend about the Moment Live.
Dr. Sarah Oreck, where can the people find you?
At Sarah Oreck MD on Instagram is my favorite spot.
And hopefully you're on the Moment again very soon. Bye,
Peace.
everybody.
Bye.